Okay, in today's video, we're going to talk about differentiate yourself. You weren't meant to fit in. Let me say it again. You weren't meant to fit in. Let's talk about it. Welcome to another episode of Career Strategies. My name is Rodney Hughes, Mr. 100%, and the purpose of my channel is to teach you strategies that can help you advance your career. So if that's something you're interested in learning more about, smash the subscribe button, join the family, and don't forget to hit that little bell icon so you won't miss out on any of this extremely valuable content. Okay, again, so what we're talking about here is I want you to differentiate yourself. You weren't meant to fit in. I want to read a quote that I actually put in my book, The Ugly Truth About Getting Hired, How to Land a Job of Your Dreams Regardless of the Competition. And it's by Ralph Waldo Emerson. It goes, "Envy is ignorance. Imitation is suicide." Let me say it again. Envy is ignorance. Imitation is suicide. I want you to differentiate yourself. You know, I was talking to a good friend of mine one time, and I could recall in that conversation, I forgot how we ended up on this particular subject, but I told him, I said, when I think about it and I look at all the things that could have went horribly wrong, or when I think about it, not look at it, when I think about all the things that could have gone horribly wrong since the beginning of time, and I just think about all the things that could have potentially happened to have wiped off the face of this earth, the bloodline that led to the creation of me. On one level, it's very humbling, okay? When you think all the natural disasters that could have happened, that could have wiped off your bloodline off the face of the earth. When you think about, me being an African-American male, the atrocities that happened during the time of slavery, there's so many different things that could have happened. Okay. You think about the times during the Crusades, and you think about all the violence that has plagued this planet since the beginning of time, right? Since human beings were on this planet. It's been chaotic, just unfathomable amounts of chaos has wreaked havoc on this earth, okay? And through it all, okay? Through it all, my ancestors survived, and survived long enough so that I could have the opportunity to be here. Never before in history has there been someone with my exact genetic makeup that has graced this planet. I want you to think about that for a second. Right? Because you'll have, it's interesting. I love watching the Joe Rogan podcast, right? On YouTube. And some of the people that he brings on his show, it's just very interesting, the perspectives that you see. And it's like some people, when I listen to them, especially really scientific type people, it's almost as if, or it seems as if, some of these individuals are trying to convince you or convince me and convince everyone that we are insignificant. Okay. And I could understand the logic behind why they do that, because when you look at the vastness of the universe, when you look at the vastness of time and just this planet that we're on, right? And then you realize that it's just a small part of such a big ecosystem. I could see the argument there, okay? But at the same time, when I look back, if we were so insignificant, right? Why would you be here? See, my thing is this: everything on this planet has a purpose. Every single thing. Okay, everything that's living, everything that is not living. Okay. According to, I remember when, just as an example of what I mean by this, right? So I remember me and my cousin were having a conversation one day. And by the way, I'm going to bring you full circle. I'm going to bring you full circle, and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about here when I say differentiate yourself. You weren't meant to fit in. I just kind of just want to lay the foundation first. Okay. So what I was saying is that I remember a conversation I had with my cousin one time where he was telling me that the oil that we use, for, cars and all that stuff, that has come from dinosaurs. And I remember when he first said that, I laughed, right? Now, I'm not an expert at this. I didn't dive into it too deeply, but I did see something on the internet that actually spoke to the validity of what my cousin was telling me. Okay, and when I heard it, I was like, "That's preposterous." It just sounded like it wasn't something that was the truth, right? But then as I started to look into it, the little bit that I did look into it, it looked like there could be some truth to it. Okay, and that's just an example of everything having a purpose. So if indeed that is true, then what that means is that even in the deaths of these dinosaurs, they're still serving a purpose in this planet. Okay. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that when you look at all the things that could have wiped you out of existence, okay, the fact that you're here, right now, in this moment, you're a living being on this planet. You're able to hear this video. You're living your life. Do not allow anyone to convince you that you are insignificant. Okay? You'll hear people use big words and say things in a very eloquent manner to try to make you feel like, oh my goodness, you are so insignificant in the grand scope of things and all of this stuff. But then I want you to just think about it for a second. All right? Don't take my word for it. Just think about it. Think about how much chaos happens in today's world right here, right now, today. Okay? And then I want you to just think about all the things that possibly have happened since the beginning of time, the chaos that has wreaked havoc on this earth. And I want you to ask yourself, well, why are you here today? Right? With as much chaos that has happened, right? Why are you here today? Okay? And here's what when you ask yourself that question, right? The one thing I can tell you is this. I do not believe that you made it here today and that you're a living being today so that you could end up imitating someone else, so that you could end up wanting to be like someone else. Okay? Listen, I don't see anything wrong with a person wanting to or seeing admirable traits in other people. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But there are some people that will look at other people and put them on such a high pedestal and put them almost on a level where they're like, man, I want to be that person, right? And they try to imitate what that person does and so on and so forth. And I just don't think that's the way. Okay? I don't think that you were put on this earth to be like anyone else but yourself. I mean, that's just the truth. Win, lose, or draw. Okay? I think you were put on this planet to be unique. Okay? Because you are unique. You are unique. There never has been and there never will be another person to grace this planet with the 100% exact genetic makeup that you have. You are 1,000, 1,000,000, 1 gazillion% unique. Okay? Now the question is how are you going to use your uniqueness? Are you going to take your uniqueness and put it to the side so that you can fit in with everybody else? Or are you going to embrace your authentic self and try to contribute at the highest possible level that you can contribute? You know, I tell people this all the time. I believe that we're all equal, okay, as human beings, just some contribute more than others, right? We're equal because we're all unique. Okay, every single person that I look at is unique. Okay, and in that, we are all the same. Okay, but some contribute more than others, right? And so what I want you to do is I want you to embrace who you really are. Okay, that's one of the things I constantly try to stay focused on it. I don't want to be like somebody else. Now, like if I happen to do certain things that other people do, okay, so be it, right? But I'm going to always try to do what feels authentic to me. Or at least that's what my goal is. That's what I try to focus on. Not to say that I don't try to learn from others. Of course, I think it's good to learn from others, but I think you can't lose sight of you were put on this planet to be you, nobody else, right? And just because something is working extremely well for another person who is unique on this planet, just like you are, okay? That doesn't mean that you should look at what other people are doing and try to imitate it. Because again, just like Ralph Waldo Emerson said, you know, envy is ignorance, okay? Imitation is suicide, okay? You should not be trying to imitate what other people have going on, okay? It's a losing formula, no matter how you cut it. Envy is ignorance. Imitation is suicide, okay? And so you weren't meant to fit in, okay? But what you got to understand is that it's not going to be comfortable standing out, okay? It's not going to be comfortable being 100% authentic to yourself, okay? It's going to require you to get outside your comfort zone, okay? Because that's what that's what society has trained you to do. From the moment that you get into, let's say, elementary school, or even before then, when, you know, like my son, when he's in daycare, right? In daycare, they're trying to teach you how to fit in. They're trying to, because fitting in is like a control type thing, okay? Yeah, I want you to fit in. I want you to do things this way and be this way. Unless I think there's a place for that, okay? But when it comes to, when you get to a point in your life and in your career where you want to make an impact, okay? I think it's important that you start tapping into your authentic self, okay? The people, based on what I see, the people who seem to do very well when it comes to their career, whether it's them owning their own business or whether it's someone working for someone else or whatever, the people who seem to do the best are the people who, there's something different about them, okay? They're not like everybody else. They have their own, it's something about them that's just different, right? They're not trying to fit in, right? They're setting the tone, right? And that's what I want you to do, okay? Listen, I hope you got great value from this video. If you did, I want to get, if you have a telephone, video, or face-to-face interview coming up and you want to be best prepared for that interview, I want to give you free access to a virtual training platform I created called Interview Prep University. You could get immediate access to it by going to www.interviewprepuniversity.com, or you could just click the link in the description area below. All right. Also, if you found great value in this video and you want to support this channel, do me a favor, order a copy of my book. It's a phenomenal book. It's a quick read. And in this book, I'm going to share with you very specific things that you can do to exponentially improve your odds of eliminating most of your competition in the interview process. The name of the book is The Ugly Truth About Getting Hired: How to Land a Job of Your Dreams regardless of the competition. The key word there is regardless of the competition. Okay. You can pick up a copy by going to my website at www.theuglytruthbook.com. And when you order a physical copy of this book, I will give you immediate access to the downloadable version of this book absolutely free, because I don't want you to have to wait on getting access to the information, especially if you're kind of in that mode of interviewing immediately. Okay. Listen, thanks for checking out the video. Hopefully you got great value. Smash the like button, drop a comment below, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. All right. See you in the next video. Take care.